Hello and welcome. I'm Ijeoma Onyato. Tonight, concerns mount over rising insecurity in different parts of the country as Acting Inspector General of Police Muhammad Adamu begins assessment of situation in Kaduna and Zamfara states. 7 people killed and 5 others seriously injured after a gang of armed robbers raided a bank in Ondo State. Supreme Court strikes out suit filed by Senator Magnus Abe seeking to amend his notice of appeal in the Rivers APC primaries. And the UN condemns airstrike on Libya's only functioning airport as thousands flee fighting around the country's capital, Tripoli.
On business news tonight, Nigeria's Tier 1 lender Zenith Bank announces appointment of new Group Chief Executive Officer effective June the 1st, 2019.
On sports news tonight, Chelsea moved third in the English Premier League with victory against their London rivals West Ham United.
And from Abuja, Gombe State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal grants request of 3 political parties seeking an order to inspect all election materials in the March 9 poll.
We begin tonight by chronicling some major security breaches in Nigeria recently. We have some of them for you. And let's look at the affected areas we're talking about in different parts of the country, if we have them right now to see. We plan to start from Zamfara State, where many lives have been lost due to incessant kidnapping and banditry. There you have the map of the particular states that we're talking about, and I started from Zamfara. And then we move over to Borno State, which witnessed a twin explosion. Well, that's Zamfara there, so let's go back there, where many lives were lost. And now you see Borno State, which witnessed a twin explosion that left 5 people dead in Maiduguri, and that was just yesterday. Now, Kaduna State is not left out, with stories of ethnic clashes and killings in Kajuru and Birnin-Gwari local government areas. Kano State, of course, has its own fair share of the security challenge, with the recent kidnapping of a Lebanese engineer who was later found dead. Moving swiftly now to Kogi State, specifically in Umala local government area, where attacks in Bagana village, Umala LGA, have led to the killing of 2 civilians and a police officer, with 2 others missing as well. And of course, here in Lagos, the story is not so different, with kidnappings and the latest victim being the head of the State Fire Service. And that's all here in Lagos. Those 5 states that we're listing for you. And a day after he ordered a halt to all mining activities in Zamfara State, the Acting Inspector General of Police says his men have taken over mining sites to enforce the order. In an exclusive interview with Channels Television, the police chief, Muhammad Adamu, disclosed that he would be paying a visit to Zamfara tomorrow, Tuesday, to assess the level of compliance. Many lives have been lost following the continued violence in Zamfara, which the IGP attributed to the mining activities there.
We've asked the commissioners of police and other security agencies within the zone to take over those mining sites. And for the level of compliance, I'm going to, as of now, you see, I'm going to Birnin-Gwari to see the security situation there. And then by tomorrow, by the grace of God, I'll be in Zamfara. And that asks us to see the level of compliance on the order given to suspend mining activities. The mining activities there is the cause of the problem. And you know, there are foreigners that are managing the mining activities. So whether you are a foreigner or indigenous involved in mining activities there, they are asked to suspend activities. For some years now, you know, the situation along Kaduna-Abuja Road, and a lot of actions took place in order to suppress the activities of kidnappers along the road, and the actions are paid off. But recently, immediately after the general election, these hoodlums decided to come back to the road and we've launched an operation to flush them out. And since we launched that operation, POV ADA, the activity has started subsiding within that area. We've made a lot of arrests already. We don't like a situation where we parade our suspects, but we made a lot of arrests since we started the operation, and we recovered some arms.
In the meantime, a civil rights activist based in Gusau, Adamiko Toroshi, is asking stakeholders as well as security agencies to intensify efforts to address the security issues in the state. He explains that the federal government has taken positive steps to address the issues of armed banditry and kidnapping by suspending mining activities in the state.
In most of the communities affected by insurgency, you see, it is where these mining activities are taking place, or where we have this large deposit of gold and what have you. Therefore, in a situation whereby there is nobody that is doing the mining, either illegally or legally, or the artisanal miners or something of that nature, at least this will give the security agencies an overview or an edge over the bandit, because they cannot differentiate between the miners and the bandit when they go for an operation. But a situation whereby all the mining companies are asked to vacate within 48 hours, definitely whoever they see in the bush, they have every tendency to arrest or to take any necessary action in order to see that the postal will bring an end to this issue in Zamfara state.
In the meantime, the Air Task Force for Operation Diran Mikia has destroyed an armed bandits logistics base and also neutralized dozens of armed bandits at Ajia and Wonaka in Birinin Magaji local government area of Zamfara state. And that's according to the Director, Air Force Information and Public Relations, Air Commodore Ibikunle Daramola, who said that the operation was executed on Thursday, April the 4th, 2019. In a video made available to Channels Television, some persons were seen fleeing the vicinity of the target area, but according to Air Commodore Daramola, they were killed in follow-on attacks, while others who managed to escape the area were tracked to Wanaka and equally killed. He said that the operation was sequel to intelligence reports indicating that the armed bandits were using a compound within Aji as a logistics store to support their operations. Also in Tubun Zamari, Borno State, the Air Force says it's degraded the terrorist camps in that area. There are also some security challenges in Kogi State, but authorities say operatives have been deployed to Amala local government area where 4 persons, including a policeman, were killed in Bagana and Patani communities. The Commissioner of Police in Kogi State, Mr. Hakim Busari, said the situation is under control and there is no cause for alarm.
We're on top of the situation. When this thing happened, we have sent reinforcement of policemen. The military too were informed, and they have sent reinforcement. They too, they have sent more men there too, to make sure we restore normalcy in the area. With the presence of more policemen and the military, at least people should know that the authority, they are doing something very seriously there, so that the people can now come back. We have enough security in the area, both the military, the police, and other security agencies. As I'm speaking to you, we have more than we have the presence of a unit of PMF men in the area, and the military too. They have recorded the presence.
Staying with security challenges, but we turn our attention to Lagos, where the abductors of the Lagos State Fire Service Director, Razaki Musbau, and 6 others have made contact with the families to demand for ransom. A source told Channels Television that the kidnappers are negotiating for 3 million naira ransom for Mr. Musbau's freedom, while they're asking for less for families of the other victims. Now, speaking on the issue, the Lagos State Public Police Relations Officer, Bala Elkana, explains that the command will do everything possible to reach all the victims. The Lagos State Fire Service Director and 6 others were kidnapped on their way from Ekpe to Lagos on the weekend. Meanwhile, 7 people have been reportedly killed and 5 others injured after a gang of armed robbers attacked a bank in Ose local government area of Ondo State. The robbers reportedly stormed the town earlier today, shooting sporadically and attacking the bank's security door with an explosive device. Channels Television gathered that the bank officials, a police officer, as well as two customers using the automated teller machine were among those killed. 5 other persons who sustained injuries are currently on admission at the intensive care unit of the General Hospital in the town. According to an eyewitness account, the armed robbers escaped through the bush in the area with an unspecified amount of money stolen from the bank. Confirming the robbery, the spokesperson of the Ondo State Police Command, Mr. Femi Joseph, said that one suspect has been apprehended in connection with the attack, and investigations are ongoing to fish out other gang members who fled. One of the key promises of the president is to secure the nation and the people of Nigeria. But in the last couple of years, there have been serious security challenges. In this special report, we highlight some of those challenges that slipped through the security net of those agencies.
I must reassure my fellow citizens that security of life and property is still top of our government's agenda.
That's the president's core promise to Nigerians, and it has always been since 2015. And yet again, he is promising to solve the nation's security challenges as he prepares for another term in office. The situation appears to be getting really tensed, with tales of horror, bloodbath and anger in several states. Kidnappings, arbitrary killings by armed bandits and violent attacks by faceless individuals seem to be the order in Zamfara, Kaduna, Borno, Kogi, Kano and Lagos states. They have all been under the spotlight for the wrong reasons.
The operation is not only with the Nigeria police alone. We have engaged the cooperation and services of the Nigerian Air Force and the DSS, the Department of State Security. As I was giving my remark, you saw a helicopter hovering up there. That is an Air Force helicopter. A need to have police officers and DSS operatives. So the operation is holistic. We want to make sure that no stone is left unturned and all these criminals are dealt with squarely.
Between December 2018 to April 2nd, 2019, the death toll from different attacks in Zamfara state has risen steadily, with the bandits coming all out to attack everyone in sight, including police officers. Kajuru community, Birningwari and several others in Kaduna state have also been having a bitter share of the deadly attacks. It's a pill too bitter for anyone to swallow, and a sore tale gradually calling global attention to Nigeria. Kano and Lagos states are fast becoming flashpoints for kidnappers. On March the 12th, a Lebanese was kidnapped and his driver killed in Kano. While in Lagos, the state director of the fire service is still being held by kidnappers. This protest may have heightened the call for immediate solution to the killings. Agitation by the natives of the states most affected is perhaps coming at a time when the people do not feel safe anymore.
Every day, we bury between 30, 40, 50 people. When we are not burying people, we are selling everything we own to pay kidnappers 15, 20 million.
The president believes the attacks are now being politicized and wants security agencies to act swiftly to douse the tension already created. Foreigners operating mining sites in Zamfara state have been given 48 hours to vacate the locations. The IGP has deployed more men, launched operations Puff Adder, and the military is already making formations in the affected areas. But there are obvious questions that require immediate intelligent answers. Who are these bandits? Why is it difficult to sniff them out of their hiding? And for how long will these attacks continue, with security agencies making endless promises? Perhaps this may just be the right time for government to review its strategies and work towards nipping this in the bud.
Now let's turn our attention to other stories for a minute before we return to security issues. President Muhammadu Buhari says he's concerned about the new wave of cybercrime and terrorism, which has continued to threaten the positive strides of his administration. We also have our guest who will be joining us after the break, official of the DSS, Mr. Oluseyi Adetayo. But in a moment, do stay with us.